Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your spiritual tarot advice and spirit guide messages for September 2018. This reading is intended to help those of you who are on a spiritual journey to understand where you are at, or for those of you who need some clarity and guidance about a situation or relationship in your life and receiving messages from your spirit guides about that. So, Aquarius, let's see what's coming out for you guys. All right, so we have the pink rose of Lady Nadia. Aquarius, September is a month of heart healing for you guys. This energy is very beautiful, very nurturing, very healing. It's coming to you. It's being bestowed upon you. This is 100% specifically a heart healing. Something that really hurt you, you've been dealing with for quite some time. September is the month where, you know, that energy is finally being massaged out and released, and you are healed and you are free. So ultimately, Aquarius, beautiful heart healing taking place for you guys. Nice. Let's pull some more cards to gain more insight about this. Now, Aquarius, all decks I'm using are listed in the description box if you are interested in that information. So let's shuffle the cards and see what comes out for you guys with this beautiful heart healing energy. Oh, nice. Look at that. We have the cedar protection. There is a lot of protection being bestowed upon Aquarius in September as well from your spirit team. You know, those of you who have really been through a lot, I feel, you know, here's the angelic realm coming in to nurture you, to comfort you, to ease you, to heal you. Also, some of you might want to work on doing some energy healing and protection. There's a lot of meditations on YouTube for that, just to create a barrier between your energy and other people if you're somebody who's very sensitive. And look at this, we have move and adapt. So yeah, this is where you guys really are letting go of something, okay? Some of you, this could have been a really bad situation that you were attached to, and now here we're coming out of it. The healing's taking place. This is like, let all changes happen. You know, be willing to get up from where you are and move if that's what you need to do so that you can thrive once again. And that could be literally or figuratively, okay? And look at this. Next, we have the marshland, transition and change. Yeah, you guys are really doing some serious clearing in the month of September at a spiritual level. Regardless of, you know, if this is about your spiritual path or you are asking about a relationship or situation, you know, if it's a relationship or situation, Aquarius, this is pretty straightforward. Protection, move and adapt, transition and change. This is saying, like, whatever, if this is not specifically about your journey, your spirit guides are like, look, Aquarius, you need to let this go, protect yourself and move on, and allow yourself to transition and allow the healing to take place, because this person or situation is not good for you at this time. Or, you know, this painful, challenging energy in this situation or person was only intended to crack you open so that spirit could more easily come into you, thus expanding you spiritually and at your, you know, in your consciousness. So, you know, either way, no matter what, Aquarius, healing has come for you to move beyond this hard, heavy energy that you've been dealing with, okay? And so September is the month where we're moving from point A to point B. You know, the energy is changing, transitioning, and then balancing out. So let's gain some more insight and clarity about that. my gosh. So we have the pink rose Lady Nadia, and now we have the ever unfolding rose. This could not be any more synchronistic. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. What did I just say before I even drew this card? It was that, you know, whatever this was for you personally, Aquarius, it happened to crack you open to let spirit in, because this is part of your life journey for you to have this big expansion and upgrade to your consciousness and spirituality, you know, whether you have a spiritual mission for humanity or not. Like, this is part of your journey. It was meant to happen because your soul wanted you to go through this complete and utter shift of being. You know, how you identified yourself with this set of things, and then all of this happened, changed you, and now you identify yourself with this set of things instead. It's, you know, an elevation. So you are the ever unfolding rose, Aquarius, and look at that. And I just have to say, you know, any roses that you see in September, anything to do with the rose, that is your spirit guides reminding you that this is a heart healing. It's time to let the past go. That was only part of your journey to crack you open for your next step. And look at this, the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. And some of you, this is because you have this spiritual mission with humanity, and it's bringing in, you know, a paradigm shift where people can, you know, experience consciousness and spirituality in so many different lights. It doesn't have to be religion. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like that. You know, everybody is waking up and experiencing the divine in their own special, unique way. And Aquarius, many of you are here for a mission, you know, to humanity, to help them who are being cracked open, to let this new understanding, new energy from the non-physical, you know, come into their being and anchor it down into the earth plane. As that's what you're doing, you teach others how to do that. And, you know, also, many of you are healers. I have to put that out there. Many of you are healers, because you wouldn't have the pink rose of Lady Nadia and then the ever unfolding rose here, which is all about healing and going through transition. So many of you are healers, and you had to go through it yourself in order to understand it, to be able to heal it in others, all right? And for others of you, you go through this because it cracks you open and awakens you to your divine wisdom of, you know, the ancients, really, so that you can bring that about in today's age. You know, things are so much different in the day that we live in, and you guys are a part of this, of changing, you know, mass consciousness. And lastly, we have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. I'm really not surprised to see this, Aquarius. Again, any relationship or situation that you are asking about, this is where the universe is like, no, this is no longer in your highest good. This is not your path. That is not the way you need to go. Or you and this person have, you know, completed your journey together at this time. And now it's time for Aquarius to focus on healing. And, you know, the Age of Light, the Age of Aquarius is all about that, right? Aquarius being the light bearer, well, the water bearer, but they say the light bearer. So, you know, you guys, many of you have this mission to bring, you know, this ancient wisdom back into mass consciousness, but in an upgraded version that actually relates to life and reality of today, all right? And with all of this, September is not a month to, you know, start a new business, start your own business, make any like major change on your own, unless this is like where we're ending something. and you know that, okay? You know what needs to go because it really harms you. Anything else that's like not harming you, or any ideas you want to do, it's like just stay put through September. The only thing that you should be letting go and walking away from is either some emotional wounds and pains that you've been working on healing, or a person or situation that really is detrimental to you somehow, some way. Everything else, it's like you need to just kind of be on hold and not really make a move. So let's pull more cards to see why that is. Yeah, I feel your spirit guides are like, Aquarius, you really need to just focus on healing yourself. Some of you, this is like not about, you know, you've already handled like your emotional baggage for this life. This might be where, you know, if this is not speaking to you, or you have stuff to heal, you're really focused on helping others heal and transition, and make them understand that things are not happening to them, but rather for them, for their greater good, ultimately, okay? So some of you are going through this, and others of you, you are being the healer, but this would be kind of a step up and in a bigger way than you have been in the past, okay? There's some big change coming to the way you go about doing things if you're currently a healer. Others of you, you really need to consider that you have healing abilities. All right, so we have the Luminous Warrior. This coming out is basically telling you, Aquarius, yes, it is time to heal, and there's no need to seek revenge against any of those who have harmed you, betrayed you, stolen from you. None of it. They were doing it for your own benefit. From a spiritual perspective, it doesn't mean like you need to let these people be in your life, because as human beings, through their personality, you know, they're teaching one lesson and you've already learned it. They've already cracked you open, so you're ready to move on from that. And this is saying, stand in your light, ask for healing, and, you know, the more that you shine your light and you don't seek revenge, and you maintain a vibration of peace, love, and harmony, it's like your enemies bow beneath your feet, or bow before your feet and lay down their arms, and no longer wish to battle you or to, you know, attack you or whatever it is. It's like, don't focus on all of those who have hurt you, who have harmed you, because ultimately they were cracking you open, Aquarius, so that you could become what you are expanding into in September and beyond. All right, so this is like, your light has the power to tame the darkest of beasts, but it's up to you. If you choose not to yield your light in such a way, you will have no power over them. But the more you stand in your light and the purity of that, you will have the beast lie at your feet and lay down their weapon, okay? Taming the wind. Yeah, this coming out, I'm not surprised. We are getting back in balance, in order, transition, change, move, adaption, right? Unfolding right here. This is where things have been kind of disorderly and chaos, and now here we are come to this healing, this restoration, where all things are finally starting to, you know, smooth back out, because the heart healing has come in. And look at this, stand still. So we have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no, and this is legit, stand still. Aquarius, yeah, September is not the month to really do anything other than focus on healing your own wounds, or helping others heal their wounds, if that's the case for you, okay? And really coming into an understanding from a deep spiritual perspective about why things have unfolded and played out in your life. And again, it's to crack you open, because it's if you're just a solid form, okay, there's spirit cannot penetrate that. You've got to be cracked open, and thus now there is room for the light to get in, but also there's room for all the old that no longer serves you to ooze out. So everything challenging that has been playing out as of late has really been because of this spiritual process that you're going through. And some of you really need to leave a toxic relationship or situation, okay? And for the rest of you, that's it. There is no other movement. It's like we need to be very still and allow the healing to take place this month. That's what this is all about for your spiritual journey, is allowing this deep, profound healing to take place inside of you and within your life, and happening in such a way that all those who have harmed you are begging for your forgiveness in the end, okay? Keep that in mind. But it's all about how you handle things. Yeah, look at that. As I'm saying that, it's walking in beauty. Aquarius, this is saying, you know, don't look at everything that did not work out, that hurt you. You need to shift your focus on what is beautiful, what is a blessing in your life, what possibly could be positive out of all of that, you know, being cracked open like that. And some of you, that was just the start of your spiritual awakening, okay? It was just the start of that process. For others of you, this is because it's time for a big time upgrade. It's a time for a big time release. There's a lot of different energies, situations, and relationships that need to be cleaned out and severed from your life because they do not bring you any more lesson. They only bring you harm at this point because you've been cracked open. And once you've been cracked open and the lesson is being received, you no longer need that relationship or experience or situation, okay? Because that relationship situation or experience is for that energy to teach that lesson that you have now received. So it's time for you to move on from that, all right? But other than that, you know, that's all you're moving on from. You shouldn't be trying to start new things this month. It's all about healing and adjusting to change and transition and the upgrade of light and consciousness that you are receiving from your spirit guides. So let's pull a couple more cards here. All right, we have Sacred Mountain. And I just look at the coloring of these cards. Two different authors, two different decks. And, you know, stand still. This is where everything really slows down. And it needs to, because, again, there's this heart healing that must take place. And this here, Aquarius, is saying, you know, go to a high perspective. The mountaintops is where the Native Americans believed they could communicate with the gods. This is saying you need to come to a very high place, vantage point, to assess all the situations that have cracked you open so that you can see how they are a part of your spiritual journey and how you can take all that energy and use it to your benefit and grow and become stronger from it rather than it, you know, breaking you down. And look at this, Spirit of Air. This is Taming of the Winds and Spirit of the Air. This is all about, you know, getting your mind right and reassessing everything you've been through. Aquarius, this is like a paradigm shift for you guys in the month of September, okay? Just you're thinking about what you've been through, what you've been going through, all of that shifting and changing, and allow it to happen, because as it's iterated through this whole reading, what you've been going through hasn't been because you're bad or bad karma. It's really been about your spiritual journey and cracking you open so that you can elevate and rise to a much higher perspective about yourself, your place in this universe, what you're here to do, you know, your service to humanity. Others of you, it's like we've got to finally rise to this higher place to recognize there's certain situations and relationships that don't belong in your life anymore. They've served their purpose, and now it's time for you to move and transition and allow yourself the spiritual evolution that you so rightfully deserved. You've lived through it. Now let your spirit evolve and let your consciousness expand into it. And you are going to just feel so much better by the end of September. So I'm going to pull a bonus message here for Aquarius to wrap up this reading. Nice. Fortune cookie, fortuitous. So, listen, Aquarius, yes, as you guys move through all of this, things are going to get better. And even if September is not the month to act or when the reward comes in, this is your spirit guide saying, just go with the flow, Aquarius. Do what you got to do. Allow the healing, because it's all leading to very, very good things. And I say, as we move into October and November, like there's a lot of wonderful reward and fortunate things that are going to start happening and playing out for you, Aquarius. Okay, so those are your messages. I am wishing you all the very best. Take care.